Joel's hope of Nora being family, a lifeline for Ian, was dashed by Quentin's flat reply. Exhausted from the hospital, I answered Cherry's urgent call about her missing online friend. Across town, Cherry and Pete plotted a pizza night to reunite Justin and me. Their adorable plea swayed Justin. Cherry's tearful request for the pizza outing, supposedly promised by me, felt manipulative. I reluctantly agreed, but her instant recovery ignited suspicion. What is Joel seeking in my past? And was Cherry's plea genuine, or part of her matchmaking plan? The quiet hum of medical equipment filled the private hospital room. Justin sat beside his grandmother's bed, Cherry perched on the edge of a nearby chair, her usual energy somewhat subdued by the sterile environment. Across from them, Raymond Hunt leaned against the wall, a smug expression on his face as he addressed the elderly Mrs. Hunt, who was propped up against several pillows. "Grandma," Raymond began, his voice carrying a subtle undertone of insinuation, "have you given any more thought to the future of the company? Justin is capable, of course. But when the time comes for the next generation, one has to wonder if young Pete possesses the necessary drive. A silent child leading the Hunt empire." He chuckled, a dry, humorless sound that seemed to echo in the quiet room. Justin's eyes narrowed, a cold warning glinting in their depths. He fixed Raymond with a steely gaze across the narrow space. "Raymond," he said, his voice low and dangerous, the usual hospital hush amplifying his words. "Pete's capabilities are none of your concern, and I would advise you to choose your words carefully when speaking of my son." The unspoken threat hung heavy in the air, silencing Raymond's smirk. Across town at Chester's apartment, Pete held his phone to his ear, a frown creasing his small features. Cherry's voice, usually so bright, held a note of forced enthusiasm. "So," Cherry said, a little too quickly, "about tomorrow? The pizza place?" Pete hesitated. "Yeah, about that. I don't really feel like pizza anymore." "Oh," Cherry replied, her disappointment evident. "Me neither, actually. Maybe we should just stay here with Uncle Chester?" He said he was planning a super fun game day. A shared look of relief passed between them. Operation Happily Ever After Phase 2 would have to be postponed. Across town in his dimly lit office, Joel's phone buzzed with an incoming call. He glanced at the screen. "Quentin." He answered quickly, a knot of anticipation tightening in his chest. "Anything?" Joel asked, his voice low and urgent. Quentin's gravelly voice came through the speaker. "I might have something, boss. That old contact of mine, the one who used to run surveillance for the Andersons, way back when Yvette was still around." Joel's grip tightened on his phone. "Yes? What did he say?" He remembered Yvette mentioning a private arrangement, something about a doctor she trusted implicitly, someone outside their usual circle. He couldn't recall the name, but he remembered Yvette being very secretive about it, almost paranoid. Joel frowned, his mind racing. A secret doctor? Trusted by Yvette? This could be significant. "Did he remember anything else?" Joel pressed. "Just that this doctor was in New York, and that Yvette was adamant that this person should be contacted, if anything ever happened to her." Quentin's voice trailed off, a hint of something unreadable in his tone. "He said it was like she was preparing for something she didn't want her regular family to know about." Joel's eyes narrowed, his gaze fixed on a point in the distance. Yvette, keeping secrets. It fit the fragmented picture he was slowly piecing together. "Keep digging, Quentin," Joel said, his voice firm. "Find this doctor." The following evening, I found myself at the bustling, brightly lit pizza parlor with Justin. Justin, for once, seemed uncharacteristically nervous, his usual confident demeanor replaced by a hesitant something. He kept clearing his throat and fiddling with his water glass. "So," he began, his gaze flicking between me and his half-eaten slice, This dating thing, it's new for me." I raised an eyebrow, my own discomfort mirroring his. "It's new for both of us, Justin." The girlfriend label still felt incredibly bizarre. He nodded, a small, almost hopeful smile touching his lips. "Right. And, well, I was thinking, eventually, down the line. Marriage isn't entirely out of the question for everyone, is it?" He rushed the last few words, his gaze fixed on some distant point. My breath hitched. Marriage? With Justin? The thought was so ludicrous, so utterly incompatible with my carefully constructed solitude, that I almost choked on my water. Before I could formulate a suitably dismissive reply, my phone buzzed urgently. The caller ID, NYC General Hospital ER. My heart lurched. I answered immediately, my voice tight with apprehension. "This is Athena." The frantic voice on the other end was barely coherent. "Dr. Athena, we have an emergency. We need you, doctor. Now! I'm on my way." I stood up abruptly, grabbing my purse. "I have to go," I said. My voice clipped, my focus already shifting to the impending crisis. Justin looked up, his expression a mixture of concern and confusion. "Nora, what is it? What's wrong?" "Emergency at the hospital," I replied. And without another word, I turned and hurried out of the pizza parlor, leaving Justin alone. What is the emergency I have to attend to? Will Justin ever be able to convince me for marriage? Will Joel ever find out the truth about my parentage?
Hi, Nora here. If you are wondering what happens next, then download the Pocket FM app and listen to the exciting episodes of Saving Nora Now with the link in the description.